Exclusive contracted novel by Feilu Novel Network. Appraisal of the representative of the 10,000 Realms contrast course. I am the Sun Bai Mu obtained the editing system, edited characters from various heavens and worlds, and identified contrast attribute labels for themEscano. No, I must have made a mistake. How could my arrogance be born into a human being? I'm sorry. Old bone. My attribute is a pervert. I am Anziwuergong. Yuzhi Boban. Master. Please explain to me clearly. Why is my attribute childish? Qiyu. A sudden change in art style. Is this also considered a label? Kaido. Lingling. Why is your label the shame of the four emperors? Why is mine the good teacher? AI Haibara, a cold girl with a dark heart, eventually becomes a dark magical girl. Blue dyeing, gentle and elegant, I stand in the sky. Hero King, it's okay to laugh, it's just a fatal injuryTanya, a cute little girl with blonde hair, Camisama. Ah, a bunch of damn pigs and scumbags. Yin Shi. Did you stuff your expectations and dreams into your anus, you bastard? When they saw each attribute, everyone suddenly woke up in shock. What you said was absolutely right. Feilu Novel Network reminds you that this novel and its characters are purely fictional. If there are any similarities, they are purely coincidental and should not be imitated. Chapter 1. Editing System, Cross-Dimensional Combat, Personally. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Blue Star, ask which province you are from, you can tell for yourself. It was born to my mother, answer, in the narrow space. Bai Mu squatted in the restroom, looking at the young Tibetan boy on his phone, his eyes glazed over. The mind is upside down. The Big Bang of the universe, the origin of humanity, quantum space, Newton smashing an apple. After countless brainstorming sessions, Bai Mu finally regained consciousness and unconsciously uttered a sentence. Learning to change destiny is like a needle at a glance. He is a traveler who has been traveling to this parallel world for 18 years. Until now, unmarried, without a house or car. I usually rely on editing videos to become a blogger, and I can barely make ends meet. I habitually watch videos every morning, watching various strange and bizarre people debut and then become wealthy. Absurd. He is not a hater of the rich, he just doesn't understand. Since there are so many wealthy people in the world, can having one more of them lead to the Big Bang of the universe? So in order to keep up with this momentum, he works more than 10 hours a day, but still falls far short of the moderately prosperous level. Sure enough, it's still the reality point of the Big Bang. Hey. Sigh, it's sad, forget it, today's work hasn't been completed yet. What are you complaining about? Bai Mu let out a bitter smile at the corner of her mouth, then took out her big treasure and prepared to complete today's work. Madam, you don't want your husband to lose his job outside, do you? Madam, you don't want your son to be bullied at school, do you? Madam, today our entire class launched with real names. Looking at the comments from netizens below, Bai Mu chuckled. Calmly replied, I don't know if that toothpick of yours can die. If these people know that their Mrs. Shirano is a man shaking her head, Bai Mu knew she would never show her face in this lifetime. Skillfully opening her phone, Bai Mu transmitted the pre-edited video. Just as the progress was about to reach 100%, suddenly ding. Wanjie editing QA system is pleased to serve you, how happy are you? Bai Mu instinctively responded. But then he widened his eyes and even in the bathroom, his expression suddenly became excited. System. Still edited. I'm familiar with this. He, who has already read and edited novels, is very clear about the role of his system. Simply put, it's him editing and then salting the fish. Wanjie editing system. Based on the host's wishes, edit and answer Wanjie storylines, characters, events, etc., while receiving generous rewards. Well, it's quite human-like. Bai Mu pondered, satisfied with this system that can lay down salty fish and be invincible directly. After all, whether in his previous life or this life, he has always been an ordinary person, and even if he tries his best, he cannot change his fate. Now suddenly embarking on the path of counterattack, this situation inevitably suppresses the joy in anyone's heart. System: how to upload videos. Ding. As long as the host uploads the desired video and matches it with the consumed BGM, are there any other features? Bai Mu frowned. If it were just video editing, although there were advantages, it would be too boring for him. After all, they are all videos that have already been recorded in their minds. Ding. According to the conditions set by the host, characters from all over the world can obtain opportunities for cross-dimensional battles. At the same time, the selected video protagonist can bring their consciousness into the time period of the event and personally experience it, and can watch the host's selected barrage. Cross-dimensional combat. Do you have any personal experience? Let me introduce it. Bai Mu became interested. Ding. When there are characters in different dimensions that meet the conditions set by the host, you can obtain a cross-dimensional battle. The drawn opponents may be different, and their strength may also be different. The loser will receive punishment, while the winner will receive the opposite. Priority will be given to deducting the loser's life, ability items, etc. That is to say, I set the participation conditions, and the winner will receive a reward, while the loser will receive a punishment. Is there still this consciousness brought in? Okay. Very energetic. Bai Mu could already imagine how happy the scene would be at that time. Next, it's time to select the editing content. Let me think about it. That's it. Don't say I didn't give you a prompt in advance. Ding. Detected the host's long transmission video and obtained the host's uploaded BGM. Let's get started. System. With Bai Mu's choice, soon the screen began to change. On the screen, countless worlds begin to connect. Ding. Fire Shadow World connected. Ding. Pirate World connected. Ding. Death World is connected. Ding. Overlord World connected. Ding. Full Time, God of Death, Fire Shadow, Ghost Killing, Spell, Pirate, Conan, Dragon Ball, Super Beast, Xingyue, Magic Ban, Game Life, Collapse, Genshin Impact, etc. 50%, 99%, 100%, Ding. Connection completed. P.S. Newcomers and new books, there are many shortcomings, and I hope the audience can give more suggestions. Duck begging the audience for free flower tickets. The old man's reward is my motivation to code characters. Ducks are kneeling here begging all the audience masters. As long as there is data, ducks can also wear black silk. Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. Chapter 2. Wanjie reaction. Why don't you order lychees? You are listening at novelfull.audio. The retreating world of dwarves in the training camp. What is this? Alan's mind exploded as he looked at the screen that appeared before him. Far more terrifying than when I first saw a giant. The whole person was swaying and almost unable to stand steadily. Alan, Ellen, order some lychees. Alman and Mikasa shouted to Ellen with concern. They're all fake. They're all fake. Lychee. What do you want me to do with lychee? If everything is fake, then what is the significance of our training in the past 2.5 years? Pop. Before Ellen could finish speaking, Mikasa punched Ellen unconscious and carried him on the shoulder. Alan. I will protect you. As long as I have you, I can do anything. Pirate World Naval Headquarters. During the Warring States period, yellow apes, green pheasants, kapu, red dogs, and others gathered together. Regarding the execution of the White-Beard Pirate's Fire Fist Ace, the Warring States frowned and looked at the yellow ape beside him. Polyasolino, what do you think? Old man. As the yellow ape was about to answer, everyone's faces suddenly froze. What kind of person? With a roar, the red dog immediately stood up, emitting a terrifying aura. It looked around coldly, seeing and hearing the overwhelming aura sweeping across everything within hundreds of meters. Did you see this? The contrast between characters from all over the world. The palm of the Warring States period appeared armed with a domineering aura, enveloping the palm and cautiously touching the screen in front of them. Yo, it's really scary. The yellow ape raised his hands and a chrysanthemum bloomed on his face. Red Dog punched the screen to pieces, but soon discovered that it had returned to its original state, snorted coldly. Contrast. Whoever dares to appear so blatantly at the headquarters of the Navy is the biggest provocation to the Navy. We must not let them act recklessly. Type Moon World Dongmu City, ha ha ha, ha ha ha, ha ha ha, it's so fun. The demonic laughter swept through the entire church, causing passers-by to hesitate for a moment and crawl away. On the bench, the fishy red snake pupils stared coldly at the screen in front of them. The oldest king. Fat Tiger Gilgamesh, the contrast between characters in the world. Ha ha ha, ha ha ha. I can't even see through the almighty star, it's so delightful. It really brings me joy. My king's abdominal muscles ha ha, collapse the world anti-Jeezy, look at what this is. The contrast between characters in the world. What is the contrast between anti-Jeezy? White-haired Tuanzi waved excitedly at Wuliang Tajizi and said. Alright, let's put aside the contrast for now, said Wuliang Tajizi with a smile, knowing Kiana's thoughts. However, at the same time, she was also curious about what the panel suddenly appeared in front of her. Wait a minute. Kiana, what did you call me just now? Goo. Duck Hokage World. My village approaching the ninja exam, a small team of 3 is frantically training. Ah. Sakura, Sasuke, teacher Kakashi, look, distracted, Naruto, who was training to climb a tree, fell off the tree but didn't care. The contrast must mean it's very strong, then I will definitely be on the list. After all, I'm the chosen one. Ha ha ha. Idiot. Sasuke sneered. No matter who you are, the most fearful thing is the unknown. Now, with the appearance of this suspected Super S.level illusion, this fool can still be happy. It's really stupid. Overlord World, what is this cleverly unfolding? Contrast. Nasarik's underground tomb, the old bone with a bewildered expression. Contrast. It's the kind of pink software he saw in his past life. Your wife is like this during the day, but at night. Is that kind of contrast? This shouldn't be able to be broadcasted. Many days have passed since he traveled, and he is now convinced that he has traveled to the gaming world and become an immortal bone. There are also several powerful subordinates in hand. Everything should be like this, but what is this thing that looks like a screen and a game panel? It has nothing to do with him, right? It definitely doesn't matter. He just wants to survive well now and never take any risks. Conan World, Big Brother, this. What kind of thing is this, said the vodka, who was located in the most secretive base of the distillery, in shock. Don't be surprised at first sight, be careful if the gun catches fire. Qin Jiu also frowned tightly and stood still. However, before that, vodka, get off me first. Ah. Sorry Big Brother. Genshin Impact World Mond Continent. In Azuki Castle the streets are bustling with people, the gentle breeze sweeps away the light, cherry blossoms rain like rain, and ancient and magnificent buildings stand on the mountaintop. Tianshou the purple holy figure slowly opened its eyes, and the cold and ethereal gaze seemed to run through the river of time in an instant. Eternal, changed to offer blessings for a better world, although I don't know what this is, but it's really funny to be scared to death by a tractor. To be honest with you, ha ha ha. Although Akuya didn't understand the sudden appearance of the video, it didn't stop her from mocking Sato and Shin while eating potato chips. Listening to Akuya's unbridled laughter, Sato and Makoto, who had just been scared to death by the tractor, had a calm and terrifying expression. Looking away from the ability or equipment acquisition card given by the goddess, I looked towards Akuya in front of me. Hurry up, whatever you choose is the same. I don't have any expectations for games like you, Akuya said casually, licking the potato chip crumbs on her finger. Since that's the case. So, it's you. Sato and Shin pointed out. Okay, please stand inside the magic circle and don't leave. Hey. Ah. 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 With two beams of light, Akuya and Sato Kazuru's figures drifted away. Young men and young O, the adventure between the young man and the goddess has officially begun at this moment. P.S. Newcomers and new books, there are many shortcomings, and I hope the audience can give more suggestions. Duck begging the audience for free flower tickets. The old man's reward is my motivation to code characters. Ducks are kneeling here begging all the audience masters. As long as there is data, ducks can also wear black silk. Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. Chapter 3 First. 7 Original Sins. Escano. You are listening at novelfull.audio. In just a moment, the consciousness of the people in the world was easily connected to the screen in front of them. The functions and roles of the Wanjie system are also clearly known to everyone. Bai Mu also clearly saw the name she had marked in the group at this time. Lord God Demon Forbidden World. Misaki Osaka. Guess the right answer or contribute an equivalent to get a chance to fight across dimensions. Although it's unbelievable, I really want to fight against strong players from different worlds. Let me see my exchange price, goo. It's actually deducting all of my treasure versions of Guadai. Oh, I'll just answer the question honestly. Silver Soul World. Sakata Jinshur. Although I'm not quite sure what Gunta is, the condition for my cross-dimensional battle is to confiscate my super weapon. Are you joking? This is evidence of me as a man. Unforgivable. Attached. Super weapon. JPG, Hokage World. Sakura Haruno. Ah. Abnormal. Sasuke, my eyes are not clean. Pirate World. Warring States period. No one in charge. One Piece World. Lu Fei. Uncle, what a small piece of yours. Hokage World. Naruto Vortex. Uncle, what a small piece of yours. Beautiful World. Akuya. Uncle, what a small piece of yours. Death World. Ichigo Kurosaki. Uncle, what a small piece of yours. World of Warfare. Shizaki Kwang-san. Uncle, your little one is so small. Genshin Impact World. Babados. Quick hair, Wind Demon Dragon wants to eat. Genshin Impact World. Wind Devil Dragon. %% Yuan. %% Yuan ** at %, Babados. Do something. God. Are you normal? Warning. Pornographic activities are prohibited in the group. After system testing, it has been found that Sakata Inshur has engaged in illegal activities and will be banned for 3 days. Weapons will be banned for 3 days as a warning. Silver Soul World Luffy. You're so numb, you're so young. Just as he was about to loudly refute himself, Sakata Jinshur realized that his account had been sealed, even his weapon had been sealed. The heavens can be discerned looking at the girl under her. Sakata Inshur gave a bitter smile and said, how about I use my hands? Ping. Damn it, you scumbag. Master. Cough, everyone, please be quiet. I believe everyone who was invited here must have already understood the built-in functions of the screen in front of you. And this time, I invited you here to watch some interesting videos. Hokage World. Naruto Vortex. Lord God, if you can invite people from all over the world, your strength must be very strong, right? Seeing someone ask a question, everyone in the world raised their eyebrows. After all, asking someone about their strength inexplicably is already enough to offend, let alone an unknown powerhouse. However, it also happens to borrow the mouth of this ignorant young man to see how the Master God's temper is. God. You can understand it as omniscient, omnipotent. A loud uproar broke out among the people in the world, with some looking shocked while others looked disdainful. Omniscient and omnipotent, no one knows how high the content of these 8 words is. But anyone with lychees would not say such arrogant words unless it is true. The Crimson World. Tasmi. Lord God, does it mean that as long as you answer the questions correctly, you can gain power? God. That's right, Hokage World. Naruto Vortex. Lord God. Spell World. Leaky Pot. Human little devil, stop talking nonsense. Whether it's a spell master or some kind of ghost, start quickly and let me see what kind of ghost you're going to play with. After listening, everyone in the world also nodded in agreement. As the mist unfolded in front of me, colors appeared on the panel, replaced by constantly changing handwriting. Ding, personnel are in place, it's officially starting now. Representative of the contrast course for characters in the world. First place, 7 Original Sins World. Escano. A picture about Escano appeared in front of everyone. 7 Original Sins World in the tavern, Captain. That's Escano, right? It's the one we know. A talking pink little pig, the leftover Knight's hawk's ears flew with joy. Since the separation of the 7 sins 10 years ago, I have never encountered any other companions except for the 2 of them. How could you not be excited when you see Escano now? That's right. It's him. Finally, I've heard from my companion. Although he had grown a beard and looked pale, Meliodas recognized him immediately. Captain, let's set off now, said Hawk excitedly, stirring his ears. But Meliodas remained motionless. Instead, he took out his cherished snacks while holding his wine, and looked at the video with a playful expression. Don't worry, it's been 10 years since we last met, and I don't know if his personality has changed, ha ha ha, he said. Demon Realm Galan looked at Escano in front of him and burst out laughing without hesitation. Can this kind of guy also make it on the list? I can't even wave my hand and he won't survive, boring. Melastus also burst out laughing. This kind of soul doesn't even have an interest in tasting it. Wanjie. Everyone began to discuss it one after another, but apart from a photo, everyone had no news, let alone guesses. Main God. Note that the so-called contrast label refers to a hidden attribute of a person that is completely opposite to the main attribute. There are only 3 slots available for each quiz. Start answering now. Ding, the winner of the quota. Sato and Shin, Yellow Ape, Sakata Jinshur, next, please start answering, A Beautiful World. Sato and Shin. Ha ha ha, I got it. Sato and Shin's hand speed is really not as fast as it can be. Pirate World. Yellow Ape. Yo, young people nowadays are really scary, Silver Soul World. Sakata Jinshur. Speaking of which, do anyone know the answer? Perhaps it's love for Guadai. Demon Forbidden World. Kuriko Shirai. Aonisa, besides you, there shouldn't be anything like this childish here. Hokage World. Jitsuin Tuanzang. Shut up for me, I don't know what to grab. According to the Lord God, contrast is the opponent's hidden attribute, which means it's definitely not what we see now. But the best way is to come out and say it yourself, right? At Escano, upon seeing this, everyone began to at Escano, but after waiting for a long time, the other party didn't even respond. Until the time was approaching, the other party did not respond. Everyone had no choice but to give up. PS, newcomers and new books, there are many shortcomings, and I hope the audience can give more suggestions. Duck begging the audience for free flower tickets. The old man's reward is my motivation to code characters. Ducks are kneeling here begging all the audience masters. As long as there is data, ducks can also wear black silk. Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. Chapter 4. Escano. Pride. The Puzzled Crowd. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Conan World. Vodka. Why don't you ask the magical conch? Big brother, it's funny. At Jin. Conan World. Jin. Dot. Beautiful world. Akuya. Why can't I answer questions? Truth be with me. I can't answer questions, neither can you. Look at me locking my throat. Silver Soul World. Sakata Jinshur. It's almost time, let's not worry, you should be a cultured scumbag, after all, you're wearing glasses. Silver Soul World. Sakata Inshur. Civic and despicable, pirate world. Yellow Ape. Powerful, Sato and Makoto contestants, failure to answer questions within the specified time will be considered a waiver, a better world. Kazuru Sato. Akuya. You idiot. I'm going to kill you. 7 Original Sins World. The gloomy dining hall. Only one person was busy, and Escano was sweating profusely. At the same time, he kept bowing to the screen, saying that he might not believe it. He didn't want to give others answers, but he didn't dare to leave comments randomly. I'm really sorry for causing everyone so much trouble. I'm really sorry, as a person, I'm very sorry. After a moment, accompanied by a moment of silence, the answer began to be announced. God. Unfortunately, except for Sato and Makoto who abstained, the other two answered incorrectly. In the world, everyone breathed a sigh of relief. After all, although they also want to know what rewards will be given if they answer correctly, they don't want others to live well. God. Now let's start announcing the answer. Escano contrast attribute label. Pride. Pride. Hokage world. Naruto vortex. Pride. Lord God, have you made a mistake? How could someone like that be arrogant? Pirate world. Lu Fei. Yes, that uncle looks like an honest person. Silver Soul world. Sakata Jinshur. What's wrong with you, honest person? I'm an honest person. For a moment, everyone in the world had some doubts. After all, since arrogance can be used as an attribute label for the other party, it will definitely show some signs, but it's completely different. Before more people began to doubt, text reappeared on the screen, while the originally black and white image began to change. God. The answer is in the video is starting to play. At the same time, Escano, who was inside the tavern, suddenly felt his consciousness empty, and then his eyes began to change. Is this the feeling of consciousness being introduced into video events? It's strange, it's like dividing one into two. Feelings and cognition are incredibly clear, and you can still control your current body. The Lord God is truly amazing. Subsequently, countless floating words appeared before Escano's eyes. Steady, steady. The strongest online state of battle 5 slags. Classic name scene. Galan, run quickly. If you don't run, you'll be dead. Is this what Lord God said about the barrage? Just what does this all mean? Who is Galan? Customers who drink alcohol. Why do you need to run fast? Is there any danger here? Escano fell into silence, increasingly puzzled. As the screen turned, a severely injured purple-haired woman stumbled open the door inside the cave with 2 unconscious wounded soldiers. At first glance, a frightened store manager looked at them with some fear. Welcome to the beautiful gluttony pavilion, whispered Escano, the store manager. 7 Original Sins World. When I heard the name of the tavern Melio Dastan Wara, I understand, smile. Beautiful gluttony, I really openly like it. The name of this tavern must have been built at noon, ha ha ha. I don't know if Marin would be happy to see it, ha ha ha. With Escano's appearance, everyone in the world began to frown. Type Moon World. Shinji Jiantong. Pride. How dare he be arrogant? I can beat 10 of these people at a time. Hokage World. Jitsuan Tuanzang. It's just like a children's play, extremely boring. Moon World. Gilgamesh. It's disgusting to start like this, but the essence of the actor's soul seems to be different this time, and it's worth watching. In all worlds, besides confusion, everyone can only watch. The tavern is actually open in such a cave, the purple-haired woman exclaimed in confusion, propping up her injured body and taking 2 steps forward. I'm sorry, we're not guests here. There are wounded here, can we hide here for a while? Before she could finish speaking, the purple-haired woman collapsed to the ground. There was also a blonde girl and a somewhat vicious man who fell to the ground. Escano ran forward in panic, and when his gaze shifted to the ferocious man, he was stunned. The scars on his face, and this ferocious appearance. Difficult. Are you? At this moment, the injured man woke up and looked at Escano beside him, his eyes suddenly widening. Hey, shouldn't you be? He is the greedy sin class of the 7 original sins. I don't know what happened between the 2 of them, but I thought Escano was afraid of the purple-haired woman of the other's identity. I explained, I am a paladin, and all the suspicions of 7 original sins have been cleared. So. Then there's no need to hide and seek 7 original sins. Escano trembled and asked. Yes, they are all heroes of the kingdom, the 7 original sins, that is to say, are there 7 people with the code name 7 original sins. Each person has a corresponding characteristic, and this one called Ban is the sin of greed. Is this an ordinary world? Hokage World. Uchiha Uchiha. Bored, even speaking in a low voice, this kind of person is also called arrogant. One Piece World. Kaido. Isn't this just random labeling? And what is my label? The weakest. Gentle. It's better not to let me appear directly. P.S. Newcomers and new books, there are many shortcomings, and I hope the audience can give more suggestions. Duck begging the audience for free flower tickets. The old man's reward is my motivation to code characters. Ducks are kneeling here begging all the audience masters. As long as there is data, ducks can also wear black silk. Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. Chapter 5. 10,000 people disdain, cowardly, and cowardly, that's it. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Escano had no way of knowing about everyone's discussion because he had already been suppressed by this news. In the video, coupled with the joy of empathy when brought in, the double happiness instantly made Escano excitedly flow out a joyful liquid. Escano took off his eyes, wiped away the tears from the corners of his eyes, regained his composure, and looked back at the barrage that appeared in the video. At this point, the barrage of bullets has turned into class. Son brother. I'm stable now, the cave has finally connected to the internet. Ben. Let you run away, you took me to the safest place in the world. Escape. That means someone is chasing the squad. Escano suddenly widened and his body began to tremble. Help, Captain, where are you? Oh, watching Ban and Escano suddenly start talking, the purple-haired woman anxiously said, let's not talk about this for now. We are being chased. Can we hide for a while? Chasing. Escano trembled as he spoke, but he still let the 2 of them hide in the huge food preservation cabinet behind him. And it was just as Escano closed the door. The quiet night sky was shattered with a loud bang, and the entire mountain range was blasted open, turning the previously hidden tavern into an open-air tavern. In an instant, all the souls of Escano were rising. In front of him, 2 figures stood abruptly in mid-air. In front of Escano was a humanoid creature covered in burgundy armor and a charming young girl shrouded in black shadows. Not here. It's really strange, I clearly detected them here. Underneath them was Escano, trembling and afraid to even lift his head. In an instant, the entire world exploded. A single blow split open a mountain. Although this is not a difficult task, even for the strong in the world, not to mention splitting mountains, it is a small matter to split the world. But the problem is, the gap between the opposing sides is too big, right? Let that coward go and fight this guy who claims to be a demon god. Is it funny? 7 Original Sins World. Galan. I didn't expect an old man to appear again, but he's like a dead dog, hiding. Is this 7 Original Sins? Just a human. Can it be worthy of arrogance? One Piece World. Luffy. Wow, uncle, are you a monster? 7 Original Sins World. Do you want to die, miscellaneous? I am a demon god. Hokage World. Shimura Tanzo. With just one strike, the entire mountain was flattened. Even the god of ninja. Hokage World. Uchiha. Do you also think of dancing? At Shimura Tuanzang, although I don't know what's going on, I always feel like something bad will happen to this. Demon God Lord, said Satan. Tears in the Demon Forbidden World. Demon Forbidden World, the safest place in the world. Shuyuan City. The black and straight girl sat on the apartment bed in a duck-like manner, and Sato Tears didn't know why she had this idea. Although it was very impolite, Satoshi felt that the other party. Maybe I'm dying soon. I smell it. The humanoid creature in red armor picked up a huge wine barrel and loudly praised, I can't believe that wine has evolved so well in 300 years. The girl also drank freely after a moment. His face blushed, his expression was joyful, and he even forgot his original character. After being introduced by Escano, the floating girl loudly announced, you're qualified. Even if you want to eliminate all humanity, I will keep you alive. Thank you. Eliminating all humanity. Escano suddenly reacted. In the future, Britannia will be ruled by the demon race, then I am the elite 10 precepts of the great demon god race, the true Galan. I am Maras Chula of faith. Suddenly, Galan gave a strange smile, be sure to kill the little ghost that made me lose face and destroyed along with my heart. Store manager, I know all about it. They are all hidden inside the door behind you, but all 3 of them have only 1 breath left. It's so easy to kill them. As soon as this statement was made, Escanorton was startled. Besides, after drinking such a good wine, I am in a good mood now. Galan's game. Galan suddenly cheered. Listen up, if you win this game, I'll let you and the 3 people behind you go. Although I don't know how to fight at all, I'm still very good at playing games, Escano said as his confidence surged and he lifted his glasses, both cards and dice are fine. The game rules are very simple, 1. On point 1 killing each other, said Galan with a playful smile, make a decision and then attack each other in order. Whoever dies first will lose. But today is very special, I can let you attack first. Shun. By the way, what if you refuse to play games? Escano choked up and asked. Then I'll kill everyone now, Jiaolan kindly reminded. Okay. Immediately, Escano's life seemed to have fallen into darkness, but he still agreed. But once you promise to play the game, you are not allowed to give up or run halfway. If you break the oath, the curse of real abstinence will petrify you. Galan happily slapped Escano, of course, I am no exception. This is one of the abilities called Galan, real. But unfortunately, Escano could no longer hear it by now. Because at this moment, Escano had already fallen to the ground, unaware of life or death. And Galan and Malaschula sneered and began to drink heavily again. Day and night are reversed, and time unconsciously arrives during the day. I don't know if it's luck or sadness, but neither Galan nor Malastula cared about this weak human for a moment. People in the world were both disappointed and disappointed. P.S. Newcomers and new books, there are many shortcomings, and I hope the audience can give more suggestions. Duck begging the audience for free flower tickets. The old man's reward is my motivation to code characters. Ducks are kneeling here begging all the audience masters. As long as there is data, ducks can also wear black silk. Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. Chapter 6 Galan. This wave of advantages lies in me. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Hokage World. Naruto Vortex. It's not fair. Is this just bullying uncle? Pirate World. Luffy, yes, how could he possibly defeat that monster in a 1.1 battle against that old man who is so weak? 7 Original Sins World. Galan. Kid, let me say one more thing, I am a demon god. I am the elite of the 10 commandments. Pirate World. Duo Flamenco. Fairness. Furfurin, rules are made by the strong. Where do the weak qualify for fairness? Weakness is original sin. Don't you even understand this? Full-time world. Maloyam. The only use of humanity is food, power is everything. Fate World. Ishtar. Weak humans only need to worship the gods. Pirate World Naval Headquarters, bored to the extreme, it's like a farce. The Red Dog sneered. Looking at it this way, it's a bit boring. Saying a good label is more like gibberish. The Yellow Ape also spoke up. The final reward may just be empty talk. General Crane looked hesitantly at General Crane beside him during the Warring States period, with a questioning expression in his eyes. Because prior to this, they had already postponed the execution of Ace due to this matter. And it also brought back the entire naval force to defend the headquarters. Now it seems that we still need to take strict precautions. General, he remained silent and spoke up. The current maritime situation is constantly changing, and they want to talk about one of the 4 emperors pulling him down and ending the entire era. But at the same time, the other party is always ready to bite the navy. Moreover, they haven't figured out what's going on with this panel yet, and there is also the cross-dimensional battle mentioned by the main god. Will the enemy invade? Or in some form? They have no way of knowing about these. For a long time, the Warring States period sighed and breathed a sigh. It's better not to act rashly for now. 7 Original Sins World Demon Realm. At this moment, Galan was actually a bit confused. Although it seemed very tough in the comments section before, they had no way to deal with this unknown existence. Even the strongest one cannot. What frightened him even more was that his consciousness seemed to be split in half. As the Lord God said, he can now clearly feel everything in the video. I didn't see it. It is the simultaneous sensation of 5 senses, but one can still control oneself, but cannot resist. He also asked Mariscola, who also appeared in the video. But the other party was not pulled into the video. Suddenly, Galan had a bold idea. Is the old man the protagonist? The more I thought about it, the more I realized it was possible. 3 wounded soldiers, 1 humble human who couldn't even withstand a single blow. This wave, the advantage lies in me. Who would the protagonist sacrifice me for? It must be that the person who claimed to be the Lord God before made a mistake. Pride is used to describe an old man. After all, I am usually quite arrogant. Now all I need to do is show my skills again to receive rewards. Thinking of this, Galan's mouth curled uncontrollably. But what puzzled Galan was that the text in front of him became even denser after he knocked down the tavern owner. No, to be precise, it should be after dawn. Mr. Galan was a face figure before his death. High energy ahead. Chasing a series in one segment, the air gradually becomes scorching, photosynthesis, Ben. Compared to the 10 Commandments, I am more afraid of the one lying outside. Galan. What I'm playing with is reality. It's dawn, run quickly. I don't know why, but Galan realized that he couldn't understand what these so-called barrage meant. Of course, I am an individual face person, and Galan is extremely convinced of this. After the fight, go home. Galan thought so, wondering if he had hallucinated, when he suddenly heard a slow music playing in his ear. Gradually passionate and compact. Even he started to get passionate. Not only Galan, everyone in the world heard the music playing at this moment. Hokage World. Naruto Vortex. Why did music suddenly sound? I feel like my blood is boiling. Demon Forbidden World. Misaki Osaka. It's ignited. With such suppression in the early stages, there will definitely be an explosion in the middle. Pirate World. Lu Fei. It's on fire. I just want to go beat my grandfather up now. One Piece World. Cap. For the sudden appearance of music, although everyone is somewhat unclear. I even think this is a funeral song for the so-called protagonist in the video. But in the next moment, everyone's eyes were horrified. Staring intently at the screen, as if seeing something terrifying. A chill surged from the soles of the feet towards the spiritual cover. My whole body trembled. Everyone's eyes reflect the blazing flames. Lord God, ALEs, give it to everyone, hope to like it. P.S. Newcomers and new books, there are many shortcomings, and I hope the audience can give more suggestions. Duck begging the audience for free flower tickets. The old man's reward is my motivation to code characters. Ducks are kneeling here begging all the audience masters. As long as there is data, ducks can also wear black silk. Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. Chapter 7. The Proud Escano, Heaven and Earth. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Sky, it's dawn, it's already been half a day. Mariscola, whose face turned even redder, lay on the barrel of wine, her eyes blurred and said, he just can't get up, is he dead? Looking at the store manager lying on the ground buried in gravel, Mela's Chula sneered. Suddenly, the girl tugged at her chest clothes, revealing a beautiful scene. Glancing at the sun hanging in mid-air outside, Galan gulped down his drink again. For the demon god, not to mention basking in the sun, even soaking in magma will not feel any discomfort. But at this moment, neither of the two who were drunk noticed this. The air twists under the scorching temperature, refracting visible heat waves. The three people hiding in the cave were already unbearable by the scorching temperature, and the purple-haired girl couldn't bear it anymore, panting in pain in a low voice. Not good, is it already dawn? Suddenly, Ben realized something and said in panic. Don't you think it's very hot? Marascara asked. Galan also noticed this and stood up to look at the sun outside, but soon his gaze shifted to the wall deep in the cave, a giant golden battle axe. What a beautiful and enchanting battle axe. Galan reached out to take it, but in the moment he picked it up, he was shocked by the astonishing weight of the battle axe. It's so heavy. Galan exclaimed in surprise. He grabbed it with both hands and tried to lift it, but it couldn't be shaken at all. Under the gaze of Malascula, Galan became angry and embarrassed. What's wrong with this battle axe? It's a design problem. For a two-handed axe, the handle is too short, isn't it? Galan exerted even more force, even using the power to suckle, swaying all over his body, trying to lift the battle axe. But a voice interrupted him. Of course, because this is a one-handed axe. The voice seemed to stand above a million lives with indifference and majesty, coming from behind the two. Galan and Molastus were stunned, and a chill emerged from behind. Because they didn't even notice when the other person appeared behind them. The two turned their heads and saw a burly and majestic middle-aged man behind them, with a robust body like a lion. His short brown hair was meticulously combed, and his whole body was filled with arrogance and dominance. Divine Axe Rita, accompanied by the man's voice, the golden battle axe broke free directly from Galan's hand and returned to the man's hand. What's even more frightening is that the battle axe, which was originally impossible for Galan to lift with both hands, was now lifted by a man with one hand, looking as if there was nothing. The man caressed the battle axe as if caressing his beloved girl, and softly introduced, "It's named after the girl favored by the sun. This is not something that the demon gods who live in the darkness can touch." Puff. As the man's words fell, his uniform was constantly being stretched and stretched by his muscles, and his figure continued to rise. In the end, he was on par with Galan. The pattern of the lion behind exudes majesty and grandeur. "But you are not only foolish, but also unlucky enough to come to this remote tavern to die," the man said indifferently as he looked at the two of them. "Ah haha, who are you talking about? You're pulling so hard," Molastus chuckled as he lay on the barrel, unaware of the seriousness of the situation. "Are you the shop owner? It's clearly different from what you looked like just now. You're not human, are you?" Jialan joked. Not just Galan, everyone in the world wants to ask a question at this moment. "Uncle, who are you?" "Hokage World." "Luffy. Is this the uncle from earlier?" "Over the world." "Dimius." Although his body and voice have changed, the clothes he wore are undoubtedly the same as the previous store manager. "Ghost Destruction World." "Butterfly Ninja." Even through the screen, you can feel that burning sensation. Is it related to the ability to breathe in the sun? "Ghost Destruction World." Ji Guiyuan 1. No, although they all contain the power of the sun, they differ greatly. 7 Original Sins World. Galan. Just one human. I can just flip my hand and take it. Demon Forbidden World. Sakata Tears. Demon. Lord Demon. I always have a bad feeling. One Piece World. Lu Fei. Uncle. How could you pretend to be a pig and eat a tiger? For a moment, everyone in the world widened their eyes and looked at Escano in the video in disbelief. Although there have been significant changes, everyone is still convinced that this is the previous store manager. Is it just that the other person is really, as Galan in the video said, a human race or not? Or rather, the other party is really hiding. Suddenly, everyone suddenly thought of the arrogance that the Lord God had announced at the beginning. 7 Original Sins World in the tavern. Surprisingly, he also synchronized his strength. Escano looked somewhat surprised. It's clearly night now, but due to video synchronization, his internal strength has actually reached noontime. At the same time, there is also the burly body and arrogant nature. Countless barrage drifted past Escano's eyes. I am human and a transcendent existence beyond all races. High energy ahead. Galan, run quickly. Heaven and earth, I am the only one. Escano closed his eyes and felt the surging power in his body. Although it was dark, it seemed like noon. For a long time, Escano's expression was indifferent, and a sentence appeared on the screen. 7 Original Sins World. Escano. Demon God. It's just miscellaneous, heaven and earth, only I am supreme. In an instant, there was a moment of silence in the Wanjie group. Then fry the pot vigorously. Moon World. Gilgamesh. Hehe, I am the only one who dares to speak such a blasphemous word in front of this king. One Piece World. Kaido. Ha ha ha, ha ha ha, you're so arrogant. The old man with a white beard wouldn't dare say that, would he? Hokage World. Naruto Vortex. Uncle, you finally spoke. One Piece World. Luffy. Uncle, are you also a rubber fruit? You can freely grow or shrink your body. Demon forbidden world. Blue hair. Grow bigger and smaller. Can anyone get bigger anywhere? Whisper at Luffy, Fate world. Quizzer Kotel. Hey, is the sun the incarnation? How could big sister meet such an interesting little brother here? P.S. Newcomers and new books, there are many shortcomings, and I hope the audience can give more suggestions. Duck begging the audience for free flower tickets. The old man's reward is my motivation to code characters. Ducks are kneeling here begging all the audience masters. As long as there is data, ducks can also wear black silk. Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. Chapter 7. This is the crime of arrogance. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. 7 Original Sins World. Galan looked at the screen and realized something was wrong. But from the perspective of the opponent lifting the battle axe with one hand, doesn't this mean that the opponent is stronger than themselves in terms of strength? Why is the self in the video so calm? Are these just some small tricks that the other party can't bring to the forefront? Doubts and confusion filled Galan's heart at this moment. Countless barrage of bullets drifted past Galan's eyes. Galan, run quickly. The breath of freedom, go well, may heaven have no war. As soon as I came in, I saw Escano fighting Galan. Despite growing increasingly uneasy in his heart, Galan remained calm and composed. I still have a hidden form, even if the opponent hides their strength, but as long as I am careful, there is still no problem. And Molastis is also on the side. So, this wave, the advantage still lies with me. As the video continues, the music becomes even more passionate. I am human, it's just. The man pointed to the sky with one hand and raised an axe with the other, his index finger facing the sun, and his words sounded indifferent to the extreme from the man's mouth. It's also an existence that transcends all races. I am Leonie's sin, the 7 original sins and the pride sin. Lord Escano. Is this guy also guilty of the 7 original sins? Molastis chuckled drunkenly as he lay on the barrel of wine. Being beyond all races is truly shameless. Galan walked up to Escano and pointed at him, mocking him. You humans are really a rebellious and untamed collective. After speaking, Galan looked up and burst out laughing. Escano also laughed loudly. Ha ha ha, ha ha ha. Ha ha ha, ha ha ha. Shit. The next second, a burst of jagged metal suddenly sounded. Escano swung his axe and Galan's upper body slid directly onto the ground. This is the crime of arrogance. Escano looked at Galan, who had been divided into two, and explained indifferently. And when Marascus saw this scene, he immediately sobered up. Dot. Dot. Silence. After a dead silence, the 10,000 realms suddenly exploded. Spell world. Leaky pot. Open. What a joke. With such powerful power, just honestly say that you are very strong. Angry leaky pot. JPG, spell world. Wutiao Wu. Look, there's an honest person here. Silver soul world. Sakata Jinshur. Just now you laughed like an 800-pound child at Galan, One Piece world. Lu Fei. Didn't they all laugh happily just now? Why did they launch an attack? It seems like Grandpa and I sometimes do the same thing. Laughing and suddenly beating me up. One Piece world. Dragon. Dot. Game Life Zero world. Rick. Humans, can we really have such power? Spellcraft, so impressive. Tiger Wand stared blankly at Escano in the video. If I also have the same power as him, can I directly kill this monster inside me? It seemed that he had sensed the idea of the tiger cane, and a raised mouth appeared on the boy's face. Hee, little devil, this kind of power cannot appear in this world. Shut up. Tiger Wand heard Su Noa speak and immediately felt a physical discomfort. At the same time, he seemed to have thought of something and looked at Wu Jiaowu in contemplation with surprise. Teacher, are you sure that Su Noa's fingers cannot be destroyed? Hehe, I have divided my soul into 20 parts as a special level curse. No one in this world can destroy it. Before Wu Jiaowu could speak, Su Noa said directly. But Wu Jiaowu suddenly looked at Yuzhi and said, what you mean is to let people from other worlds destroy it. In an instant, none of the people present spoke, and Su Noa's mouth froze as he appeared on Yuzhi's face. Su Noa knows that there are people outside of us, and there are heavens outside of us. Although this world is impossible, there must be solutions in other worlds. But the next second, the tiger cane shook its head and exclaimed, we can treat Su Noa's fingers as items that can be deducted across dimensions. I just don't know if the Lord God will recycle the garbage. For a moment, both Wu Jiaowu and Su Noa were stunned. You're such a damn genius, Gojo Satoru, you're a damn born, Su Noa. Hokage World Sasuke watched as Escano, who had been able to split Galan in half with just one strike, felt a surge of passion in his heart. Even the scorching gaze made the surrounding Kakashi feel uncomfortable. If we could obtain such power. Even if the man's eyeballs are gouged out and offered to the Lord God, it's not impossible. Sasuke's heart once again ignited the anger of hope and revenge. One Fist World, teacher, is that a weirdo? Genos looked at Mr. Galan, who was split in half in the video, wondering. That's it, Qiyu said while cooking and watching dramas. Qiyu watched as Escano, who was originally ordinary, suddenly stiffened, and her heart was also filled with excitement. By the way, Janos, did you record that music just now? Next time you encounter a strange person, play this music for me. Good teacher, bang. Accompanied by the explosion, Galan fell heavily to the ground, unaware of life or death. Just a single blow. We'll give Galan. Molastus looked at Escano in shock, almost speechless. 3,000 years ago, there was no human like you. There is such a presence among humans. What a joke. Meanwhile, in the demon realm Galan is crazily destroying everything around him, trying to calm the suffocating feeling of death. Galan trembled his eyes and roared. Old man. I almost died just now. Who? Ha. Who? Galan gasped heavily, with countless barrage of bullets drifting before his eyes. Mr. Galan is really a person with a unique face. When you get old, go to sleep at the end. That's because Escano was still the 4 archangels 3,000 years ago. At this moment, even if Galan was foolish, he knew he was no longer a match. He doesn't want rewards anymore, nor does he want to be the protagonist. Now he just wants to say one thing, CNN. Run quickly. P.S. Newcomers and new books, there are many shortcomings, and I hope the audience can give more suggestions. Duck begging the audience for free flower tickets. The old man's reward is my motivation to code characters. Ducks are kneeling here begging all the audience masters. As long as there is data, ducks can also wear black silk. Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. Chapter 8. You're too big, I only lost a drop of blood. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Of course, Galan's consciousness cannot change himself in the video. What Galan can do now is incompetence, rage, and fear. Ah. And at this moment, Galan, who had originally been divided in half, suddenly roared ferociously. Countless black magic wrapped around him, reassembling Galan's body once again. We are the highest-ranking demon gods, don't expect this level to kill us. Accompanied by a crisp metallic sound, Galan stood up and scathed again. Of course I know this. Escano was not surprised by it, his gaze calmly fixed on Galan, and he said arrogantly, if you die too early, the game won't be fun anymore. It seems like you intentionally let water go, Malenka sighed. You're really arrogant and don't know how thick and mighty you are. Even if what you said is true, you will definitely regret it. Galan's body began to tremble, as if something was about to break out, and the entire cave began to shake violently. I regret not killing my husband Galan with just one blow. Molastis seemed to realize something and looked at Galan in shock. Do you plan to use magic? Molastis, stay away from the old man, the words fell, and the gem on Galan's chest suddenly flickered with terrifying energy. Galan's body seemed to melt into the light, and he howled up to the sky. Critical breakthrough. Although I plan to keep this move until I fight against Meliodas again, my instinct tells me that I must kill you here. The wine-red light covered Galan's armor, and Galan's body continued to expand. Numerous spikes grew on the surface of the armor, and magic gushed out from all over his body. Ha 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 ha. Galan laughed wildly, piercing and sharp laughter echoing through the valley. The surging magic overflowed like a hurricane, sweeping everything. Sorry. I can't show mercy anymore. Galan swung his long halberd and smashed it at Escano. At this moment, Escano, as if suppressed, remained motionless in place. Bang! Accompanied by a deafening roar, the terrifying attack instantly formed a shockwave that directly flattened the mountain tops for hundreds of miles. The shattered boulder exploded like a shell. Smoke rises from the sky. Up to the clouds. Under the terrifying force, the earth shook violently along with the mountains. This is the demon god. This is the strongest power of the 10 Commandments elite. Hokage world. Orochimaru. What kind of power is this? Magic. It's really unbelievable. Even with severed limbs and reconnected, can such a powerful force erupt? It's really interesting. Pirate world. Warring states. Judging from the attack power alone, it's no less than the 4th Emperor. Does that so-called magic really have such a great blessing? Gameplay 0 world. Jipril. Oh, I didn't expect such a powerful force to erupt, but it's a race I've never seen before. Forest spirit race. Dwarf race. Orc race. Or a new mecha race. Hokage world. Naruto vortex. How's that uncle doing? There won't be anything wrong, will there? 7 Original Sin world. Galan. Hee hee. What's up? Little ghost, this man has already left nothing left after my full blow. Hokage world teacher Kakashi, do you think that uncle really died? Uncle represents justice, right? Justice cannot be defeated, right? Naruto Vortex raised his head and asked as he looked at Kakashi. Hee hee, childish, true justice is written by the winners, and what you see is what they want you to see, idiot. Sasuke sarcastically said without hesitation. Whoever loses wins is no different to him, and he won't receive any rewards. Making sarcastic remarks is just that I can't stand Naruto Vortex. I clearly don't understand anything my pain, but you can't imagine it. One Fist World teacher, who do you think will win? Genos looked at the terrifying attack and squinted his eyes, asking. Ah. It should be Escano, Qiyu scratched her head and replied. The main character must be able to play supporting role. After all, isn't that the way it is played in animation? The supporting role of the main character, Janos murmured to himself as if he understood. Game Life 0 World, hubby, do you think humans can defeat gods? Rick, from an intuitive biological perspective, humans can never win, replied the robot girl, but before the girl could finish speaking, the boy interrupted. Alright, there's no need to say, said the young man, holding black and white chess pieces and staring coldly at Galan in the video, with a hint of disgust and hatred on his face. I want to see if humans can defeat half of the gods. 7 Original Sins World Galan wiped his cold sweat while swallowing saliva, and his mouth stiffened as he spoke. I must have been drunk, that's why I didn't perform well. The reason for saying this is because Galan looked at the barrage on the screen in front of him and felt the horror of himself in the video at this moment. Caught in a long silence. Escano. You opened up too much, did I only lose a drop of blood? Oh, my health is asterisk. Galan, speak without hesitation. Extremely comical, Galan is bewildered, a pitiful gaze, the law of no harm with smoke, sorry for not breaking the defense, the smoke gradually dissipated, and a helpless sigh sounded. Hey! I saw Galan's long halberd, which was just the aftermath of the terrifying attack that shattered several mountains. At this moment, only the skin was scraped on Escano's arm. Is this your true ability? Escano sighed as he looked pitifully at the shocked and self-doubting Galan. No, impossible. Impossible. Galan roared at the top of his lungs. He's a demon god. It is a high-level existence. He is the elite of the 10 Commandments. Impossible. This is absolutely impossible. Is it over? Escano sighed as he lost interest. So now it's my turn. Seeing this scene, everyone in the world was stunned. How could such a terrifying blow be just a scratch? What are you joking about? P.S. Newcomers and new books, there are many shortcomings, and I hope the audience can give more suggestions. Duck begging the audience for free flower tickets. The old man's reward is my motivation to code characters. Ducks are kneeling here begging all the audience masters. As long as there is data, ducks can also wear black silk. Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. Chapter 9. The Crime of Pride, derived from the person Lanxian. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. One Piece World. Do Flamenco. Silver Soul World. Sakata Inshur. From what I see, the difference in the opponent's strength level is not even a little bit. For example, it should be the difference between Dingchun and Shikoro in the stool, right? Dingchun is a dog raised at home, Silver Soul World. Dingchun. Death World. Aizen. Don't you think it's strange? Do you think your meeting was due to fate? Moon World. Gilgamesh. Tisk, idiot, without any self-awareness, bastard. But it's always just a struggle like a clown, and there's still some fun in seeing the end. 7 Original Sins World. Galan. No, it's impossible. It must be because I'm drunk. My strength is not limited to this. Alas. Your mouth is much harder than your strength, said Escano from the 7 Original Sins World. Hokage World. Teacher Kakashi, since that uncle is so strong, why didn't he show his strength from the beginning? Naruto's eyes were filled with small stars and he asked curiously. There should be some limitations, right? While gaining power, there is always a price to pay. Kakashi covered the intimate paradise in his hand and rubbed Naruto's dog head, rolling his dead fish's eyes. Kakashi immediately thought of his friend Metki. Although there are no restrictions on the opponent, if they activate that unique move, they will definitely weaken for a long time after the war. Paying the price. Naruto nodded vaguely and immediately laughed. Teacher Kakashi, but you see, my body has been stronger than others since I was young, and the chakra in my body seems to be inexhaustible, but I haven't paid any price. I must be a genius. Naruto turned his back and raised his thumb with a confident smile. Ha 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 ha. Naruto, you deserve to be called a genius. Lord Sasuke hasn't even spoken yet, ha ha ha. Sakura immediately began to mock mercilessly. Sasuke ignored the two as they studied the panel alone, with occasional flashes of crimson in his eyes. What a few people didn't see was Kakashi, who fell silent on the side. Kakashi stared blankly at Naruto, feeling a sudden sourness in his nose. Teacher Ghost exterminates the world at this moment. The owner of the shavings, named Ghost Dance Sujiwuro, was reddened with blood and staring intently at the thousands of ghosts in front of him. From the beginning of the first string to the unnamed little ghost, they were all gathered in Infinite City by Sujiyuji. Occasionally, a blood gun pierces through the body of the ghost. Every ghost dare not even breathe loudly, let alone post comments in the group. Because a great example had already been presented before their eyes, the second string was now appearing like an freezer and landing at the feet of their own boss. And all of this is because Mr. Tong Imo posted a sentence in the comments section, which was directly turned into a cool freezer. Although I still have consciousness, I always feel very miserable. Damn it, Guewu Suji stepped on Tong Imo with pitiful feet and stared at Hei Shirmu, afraid that someone who didn't have eyes would cause trouble for him again. Even so, I am still extremely angry. Because he just saw the name of a spicy man in the chat group. Ji Guiyuan Yi. Wu Yan's body began to tingle again, and the jade feet covered by her skirt vigorously stepped on Tong Imo. And what exactly is going on with this man in the video? This Force Sun, how many people are still restraining him? Under the sun, Escano raised the divine axe Rita in an exaggerated pulling position, with his arms charging backwards. With the palm tilted, the position of the sun and the battle axe echoed in unison, and the flames burst into the sky. Yi shone brightly on the battle axe. The sun seems to have been integrated into the battle axe in this man's hand at this moment. The golden light shines brightly. The blazing sun burns. The extremely terrifying temperature is roasting Galan. In an instant, every cell in Galan's body was screaming wildly. Under this terrifying majesty and power, the instincts of living beings make him beg for mercy, kneel, and bow down. Galan's eyes trembled violently. The feeling of being on the brink of death made it instantly realize the gap between itself and this man with immense clarity. No way. It's impossible for oneself to defeat this monster. That's right, at this moment, Galan believed what Escano was saying. He, the crime of arrogance, Escano standing on top. It is a true existence that transcends all races. How could this world possibly give birth to such an unreasonable person? In Galan's eyes, this moment. As if the sun is about to fall. He can no longer suppress the fear in his heart. At this moment. He is incredibly clear-headed. He wants to live. He's running away. Finally, at the moment when the sun set, Galan ran away. And Escano didn't pursue either. Because from the beginning, he knew that Galan was the most authentic. If the curse of breaking the oath of true abstinence is broken, it will petrify you. In the distance, a purple-black magic flickered, and Galan transformed into a stone statue, still maintaining a running motion. Game. And, it seems that even ancient demonic gods cannot withstand the fear of death, said Escano with both emotion and disappointment. P.S. Newcomers and new books, there are many shortcomings, and I hope the audience can give more suggestions. Duck begging the audience for free flower tickets. The old man's reward is my motivation to code characters. Ducks are kneeling here begging all the audience masters. As long as there is data, ducks can also wear black silk. Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th.